Many instructors prefer to weight their grades in their courses. In AsULearn, this is called weighted mean of grades. To save you a bit of time, if your grading scale looks something like this, where quizzes are worth 50%, assignments are worth 20%, and forums and participation are worth 15% each, you are almost certainly weighting your grades and would use the weighted mean of grades aggregation method in AsULearn. The idea behind weighting your grades is relatively simple. All of the grades in your course represent 100% of the course total. When weighting, you break those grades into different categories that are worth different percentages of the overall course grade. And while we're currently representing these as if they are 1 grade each, that is usually not the case. For example, 50% of your course grade might actually be student performance across 4 different exams. What weighting does is it allows you to take the individual grades for those 4 exams and combine them into one representative grade. That grade is then converted to its corresponding weight in the course total. Sticking with this example, say we have 4 quizzes that are worth 50% of the grade. Each quiz is worth 100 points each, and they're collectively worth 400 points within the category. In AsULearn, this combined representative grade is usually calculated using the natural or simple weighted mean of grades aggregation method. In this example, we'll use natural to calculate 1 grade for this specific category. When using natural, we're going to calculate the number of points a student did earn and then the number of points that they could have earned. So within this category, which is worth 50% of the course total, a student earned 380 points out of 400 available points. Since we're weighting, we will then convert that value to what it would be on a 50-point scale. And we'll continue to do this throughout the course as various grades are entered across the different categories that you've created. And at the end of the semester, when all grades are entered, you'll have a representative grade for each category. These grades reflect the weights that you set ahead of time and are collectively used to calculate your course total. There are 2 more things that are helpful to know if you're using weighted mean of grades. The first is that the weight determines the weight of individual grades in your course. I know that sounds confusing, so here's what I mean. In a course where you're weighting grades, you could have one assignment that's only worth 5 points and another assignment that's worth 500 points. But if you give both assignments the exact same weight, then they have the exact same impact on the course total. The second thing to know is a common point of confusion for folks who are new to using weighted mean of grades. And that is that when using weighted mean of grades, the course total equals the sum of all weighted grades. But like other grade aggregation methods, like natural, this has to scale as you enter grades throughout the semester. Say I have a course with 4 categories of grades that are worth 25% each within the final course total. We're officially 8 weeks into a fall semester, and I've only entered in grades in 2 of those categories. It wouldn't make sense for my students to see a grade out of 50%. And that might also lead to some angry emails. So instead, AsULearn will automatically calculate this for you. This gives me a total of 50%. To make sure that my students are seeing an accurate representative grade that reflects their current performance, that grade will then be scaled up to 100%. This simply means that my students are seeing their grade out of 100% instead of 50%. So the course total equals the sum of all weighted grades that have been entered. So in summary, when using weighted mean of grades, the weight determines the weight rather than the point value of individual activities, and grades within AsULearn categories will be automatically scaled to whichever weight you've set for that category.